Hidely ho there, Bone Stormerinos. It's the two guys in the box with the old school tech holding it up with one hand, yo. One hand. Okay.
How many more weeks of this do we have with this solution?
This is 2 more weeks because that way the thing will be over, right? So there you go.
So we're giving up on this year. That's it.
Yeah, we're writing it off. We're writing it off.
They pay all that money for this league, and this is the kind of entertainment value they get for their dollar.
This is it until next year. We're shelving that project until we get the FY18 dollars in play.
All right. Let's do it. Round
Let's
one.
do it. Yes.
Review. Playoffs started and ended for some of us. Actually, half of us. Yours truly. My ironclad lock, which Joe thinks it was his, but you recall, my original lock was you over me, but I picked him anyway, which we'll find out later if that was a mistake or not. However, betting on me, as always, was not a wise proposition, as I lost in dramatic fashion. I managed to put up a paltry 74 points, which you so kindly referenced. I had 2 spots with negative points, just typical. 74 to 147.5.
Yeah, this one started off good for you because I believe you got out to an early lead and you were actually ahead of me. But in those early games, I think I only had like 1 or 2 guys going. And Jason was all happy when he was looking at your score, climbing. Then he looks like, wait, crap, you had like 8 guys ready to go after this. I was like, oh, do I? Okay, cool, whatever. So we break, and then we see the afternoon that was your demise. Phil Rivers with 28.8. Adam Thielen. I was feeling Thielen in the morning when he came back with that last-minute touchdown. He dropped another one, and Jason was oh so happy to rub that in when he dropped it. He's like, it's not going to happen. This is going to go towards Kev. But the big one was, are you really going to chew the entire broadcast, dude? That is so unprofessional. Can you please swallow? That's what she said.
Unprofessional like that camera you got bouncing around.
Shut up. It doesn't bounce. I am holding this like granite. Now let me finish, jerk. The real beatdown, though, came Sunday night when my Steelers somehow pulled out a victory against those Ravens in the crazy back-and-forth game. For Martavis Bryant, the alien himself, had 11.5, but the big story of the day was who? Antonio Brown with 37.
How did he do for you?
He did okay this week. I think 37 was good.
Antonio, no Trofionio.
I still would have beat your Assio this week because you couldn't even crack 100. Okay, let's move on to the next game, sir.
The next one. I was terribly wrong last week when I picked my alternate for lock of the week, Greg Baltimore, playing well. However, when it counts, Joe seems to turn the tables on his brother and take him down much like last year. Joe does it in my face, in Greg's face, 159.6 to 113.4, a top prospect out early.
Yeah, Greg unfortunately is becoming the new Matt, who plays good all year, has a powerful team, and then out in round 1. That's how I used to play. So, Greg, I feel for you. Greg was really hamstrung by poor Josh McCown. He had been on fire the last few weeks. He was riding the hot hand. Injured early in the game, goes out with a minus 1.5. That's going to do him no favors. Meanwhile, Joe gets Carson Wentz at the end of the day, doing great, 35.2, and then he gets injured. He's out now, but there's more to that story later and who he picked up. LaShawn McCoy had a great game in the snow. I hope you saw some of that, or at least in the highlights, where he scampers into the last minute for a touchdown, which really helped him out. And then Jamal Williams, again, Green Bay has found their running back, at least for the last part of the year, 30.8. That is insane. Marquise Goodwin helped out with another 18.6 for those San Francisco 49ers. Got a win. That was nice over Houston. And then the Titans got him 16. Even with a 0 from Zach Ertz, he still gets it done over poor Greg. Sorry, Greg. Better luck next year. I can't say enough about him losing his quarterback, but then also Keenan Allen. Even though Keenan Allen tapped in with 19, not enough. DeMarco Murray, McKinnon didn't do well for Minnesota. Just a tough day. Alex Collins was a bright spot against Pitt, but not enough for Greggy Waggy. Who's next?
Next, we may have we're calling Greg Mr. Septober now. I think we might have a Mrs. Septober, an unbelievably close game. I cannot believe this. Give me that booty.
Yes.
Does the improbable, ends up winning over the Wild Poopers. The score, 157.9 to 157.6. Unbelievable. 3 points separate the two family members there. Unbelievable.
It was down to literally the Monday night game. It doesn't get any closer than that. It doesn't get any crazier of an end like that. Let's start with going back a day for Sunday, right? You got Jason strong out of the gate with DeAndre Hopkins for 37. Oh my gosh. In a losing effort, no doubt. Michael Thomas for 29. That was based largely from Thursday night when my guy Alvin Kamara went down, but that's another story. Jarvis Landry with a huge day on Monday night. Again, 25 points. That certainly helped him leapfrog. And Deion Lewis with 13. It was Deion Lewis and Jarvis Landry versus who did she have? Oh yeah, she had the Ravens giving her a minus 7.8. That didn't help.
That didn't help.
And she had Rex Burkhead, who had he did well. I mean, 16.3, that's no slacker, but it all came down to like literally points at the last minute. Who would have known New England not only would have done badly, but lost to Miami that night? I didn't see that coming. That affects the next game we're going to talk about, but man, it doesn't get any closer than that. And here's where I think it comes down to. Now, Kev, you tell me what you think about this. I got a little word for Kat called karma. Karma is not just a word, it's someone lying about not coming to the draft because she was in Tahoe with her boyfriend. It came out. That story was uncovered on Sunday. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. This is what you get for not showing up at the draft when you could have. I mean, hell, you guys flew in from Idaho for crying out loud, or drove. It doesn't matter. You still got here. You made it from states across. She's like, yeah, young love, I can't leave him. Okay, great. Well, this is what happens when you can't leave. Karma comes back to bite you in the booty, just like Daddy did.
Okay. The last game that counts, the Bray Obamas,
oh boy,
trailing, ends up toppling the Gentlemen Four Quarterlies. I dare say, each of the favorites going into the playoffs lost. And I include myself in the favorite column there.
Well, you do. You know what? You're exactly right. Two of the underdogs pulled it out this week, and one of them was not Terry, unfortunately, in this one. But again, this one, if you would have asked me, anything can happen, like you said, any given Sunday or a Monday in this case, is mom's down by 10 points, right? Going into it. She's facing Tom Brady. I'm thinking, oh my God, this is gonna, and especially after last week, right? Brady didn't have a good week last week. I'm thinking, okay, here comes the revenge game. He's gonna score. Yes, he's gonna score 30 points. And even when I turn the game on, he's playing badly in the first half. They go to the half. I'm like, okay, this is it. He's gonna come back in the second half and just destroy. Because again, my mom had the kicker, but still, no way a kicker other than Justin Tucker might actually swing a game. Tom Brady's gonna come back and kill. Well, the Miami rose up, played great against them. Everybody wins when Brady loses. I know that. But I still thought even in garbage time he'd have a touchdown. Nope, not to be. Miami stood strong. Brady ends with an 11.3. I mean, Terry, you got to write Tom a letter and say, what are you doing to me, man? You're killing me. Tell Giselle to spank his bare bottom because he deserves it for his horrible play on Monday night.
Exactly.
All right, so we don't need to go to standings because we're in the playoffs, but let's talk quickly about, okay, we lost Kev. We're going to talk quickly about acquisitions.
I have plugged my thing.
That's what she said. We're going to go to the free agent auction report because we don't really have a standings. Then we'll talk about next week's matchup, the two big matchups. So in typical phase, everybody's loading up for those last couple of weeks that they hope they can make it. Hey, dog, you're in the same position. Okay, I think there's a ghost in your house. He's looking at a ghost, and that ghost is just going to attack one day. It's like The Conjuring Part 3. Okay, so I know. So Mr. Devlin, thinking he's going to outsmart the system, is betting big on the Saints defense. He paid $27 for the Saints, so he's hoping for a big day from them. Krostovsky, meanwhile, does the expected. If I had more money, I would have tried to screw him like I did you that one year against a quarterback. He picked up Nick Foles to back up Carson Wentz for 20, and then I paid all but $2 of my dollars to get Jonathan Stewart because he had 3 friggin' touchdowns. Are you kidding me? Now, I don't think he's going to do it this week, but I thought maybe I'll get him. I don't know if I'll start him. We'll see. So, anyway.
Hey, that's the new Todd Yoder.
Yeah, he is the new Todd Yoder. He's this year's Todd Yoder. Thank you very much.
Isn't that what happened with Todd Yoder? 3 touchdowns, so you picked him up?
I think it was 2, but yeah, same concept. You're right.
I think it was 3, yeah.
Okay, it was the same concept. You're right. It was a Todd Yoder. And you know what? I'm probably not going to have the guts to start him. I'm still thinking, right now I still have Tariq Cohen in because he's another guy that screwed me, but I'm thinking maybe this week he'll do okay. All right, let's talk about the 2 big matchups that matter. Who are we sending to the Super Bowl? Which game you want to break down first, Mr. Cosell?
Well, what is okay? So we've got you going against who?
Joseph. It's in. You go to playoffs round 2, and it tells you.
Yeah, it didn't. It's not coming up.
That okay? Again, technology.
It just says round 1.
No, I've got. If you go to the scoreboard, then you go to playoffs in round 2. It's got. Oh,
I had to.
There you go. There you go. Okay, got it. So which one do you want to discuss first? Okay.
It's Camp Frosty. That don't matter. Yeah, it's Joseph and you.
You want to talk about that one?
Yeah, let's talk about that one. Okay, my ironclad is Joe. Joe is going to win. Wait. I wonder if I should try.
Oh, the reverse curse. You picked me, and it's gonna go for him. The boomerang effect.
I never. Yeah, but he'll be mad if I don't pick him.
Oh yeah, you saw how angry he got last week. Yes, he was on the board yelling at you.
A little touchy.
He's a little touchy. He's on edge.
All right, my honest ironclad lock of the week is Joe. I think he's going to crush you.
Yeah.
But for karma purposes, I'm going to say you win big.
Go, Maddie. Okay, so let's talk about the matchups. Well, first of all, part 1 of my evil overlord is working so far because at least as of today, little guy by the name of Aaron Rodgers is going to start. So he's sliding into the lineup in the number 1 spot for Maddie. I need him to go back big, baby. Aaron, that collarbone needs to hold up for Sunday is all I'm saying. We got Alvin Kamara off the questionable list. He is going to start this week. Please don't get hurt again. I need you this week. We got Antonio playing who? The Patriots. Oh, and they got to be mad. They play bad one week but win, then they lose to the Dolphins. This is ripe for a Pittsburgh destruction, but I've got faith in my guys. We got Adam Thielen, questionable. Uh-oh, I got to check on that against Cincinnati. The rest of it, it's all just kind of in the wash. Let's talk about Joe's team. He's got, as of today, Nick Foles, the backup, going against the Giants. Now, that looks like a pretty smart one, but Giants are going to prepare for Nick. They've shut down Alex Smith. Not that Alex Smith is Nick Foles. We'll see how that one goes. Will LaShawn McCoy be able to repeat his thing against Miami this week? I don't know. He's got Jamal Williams, which is awesome, against Carolina. Again, that's with my game with Rodgers. We'll see how that goes. And then he put in Kelvin Benjamin, who was dinged up last week in Buffalo, but maybe this week he comes back. Should be a good game. Again, I don't give any credence to what ESPN says we're going to score. I don't think it's going to be the route that they're saying it is for me by double digits. I think it's going to come down to a lot closer. So let's see what happens. Who's next?
Joe. To counter his Aaron Rodgers, you got to come talk to me about Jordy Nelson.
Exactly. Hey, there's a trade that was authorized. How did this happen? I thought we were past that window.
You wanted these season-long trades.
Exactly.
Right. Next up, we've got a love rekindled, you might say, from the dance floor of your wedding.
Oh, yes.
We have two lost lovers that have found themselves in round 2 of the playoffs. Give Me That Booty is going to try to get some Braille booty. What say you?
Oh, Fish Tank says, no way. Go, mama. Actually, you know what? Here's the weird thing is both of these guys, it's going to be weird because if Joe wins, it'll be great because he's never won, obviously, in the league. He'll be going for it all against either one of these two Titans. Both have good teams, right? But if I somehow eke out a victory or somehow win the game, I'll be facing the two people that I played and previously beat in the last 2 years. That will be ripe for some irony.
No. You will and need to lose this week.
I know
you like to say that coming in second is just as bad, but you get paid.
That's true.
You need to lose this week.
That's true. Okay, so here's the matchup. We have Russell Wilson, the number 1 ranked quarterback in fantasy this week, going up against the Rams. I see a big day for Russell. I think he's playing at home. Should be a big day. Leonard Fournette. Now, the Jaguars, I don't know if you watched that game. There was a little fisticuffs at the end of it. He's questionable going against Houston. Christian McCaffrey, will he get a swerve on going against Green Bay? That should be a good game. Devontae Adams had a nice touchdown and then some last week. He might have a good day. Marvin Jones Jr. playing at home against Chicago. That should be good. Julio Jones. What Julio do we get? Do we get week 12 Julio who had huge numbers like 50 points? Or do we get Julio who'll get 2 catches and be like, yeah, I got that. I'm good. No. Right now, my mom is going big with Atlanta. She's banking it with Julio and Mohamed Sanu. Oh, my. Look out.
Now, I have heard that there is a rumor going around the Leighton Thanksgiving table that is akin to you cheating somehow in fantasy football. They can't figure out how you can. I mentioned this to you today. I am slowly getting on board with that because if you look, 2 of the 4 teams are dickies. Now you might say, hey, we drafted well, we played well. I think that you have just somehow systematically got in all of the rule changes that over time has benefited you, and I just haven't picked up on the trend yet.
I'm going to call you.
Do some research.
I think you do that. I think you're going to become the Mueller to my Trump, right? You're going to find the Russian connection. Somehow the Russian bots meddled in our draft. They kept Caitlin away in Tahoe. She wanted to come back, but there was a Russian guy saying, you need to stay in your room, I think. Das Vidanya. You stay there, right? Okay.
Kevin calls Jake.
Somebody, we need to call Jake. He's not even playing anymore.
You once called him a cheater. Did you know more than we did?
Exactly. It's all coming around. All right, let's talk about the booty. The booty's got Case Keenum, Minnesota. He's banking hard about that Mr. Third Stringer coming in and rocking it for Minnesota. He's got Alfred Morris playing well in the absence of Zeke, at least for now, going against Oakland Raiders. They're not at home. Might be a little different in the black hole. But Jason knows about black holes. Dion Lewis going up against Pittsburgh. Will he be the X factor that we can't stop? God, I hope not. I hope we can smash Dion Lewis. DeAndre Hopkins, I don't think he's going to have 40 again because he's going up against the best defense in the league right now, Jacksonville. So that should bode well for my mom. Jimmy Graham, I think he finds the end zone because he's playing with Russ Wilson, but my mom gets points for that. Jarvis Landry against Buffalo at Buffalo. Now, I checked. They're not going to have snow showers like last time, but it will snow 2 days before that. It snows twice this week, but not on that day, so maybe they'll have a lot of snow, or at least it'll be cold. We'll see how Jarvis Landry likes that, being the Miami guy. You know, it should be an interesting game. They've got him 138 to 145 again. I don't think it's that far apart. I think it's going to be a lot closer. I think Jason does much better than they're predicting. I think it's going to come down to, I could totally see an outcome like he and Kat had, where it's literally shaving points, you know, 0.3 to point whatever. It's going to be a good game. Great final matchups to see who's going to go to the big championship. And I hope everybody's still at least watching and rooting for somebody, or as I was told on Sunday, everyone's rooting against me. So that's okay, fine. I can take those shots. I'm okay with that. The whole discussion was Matt needs to lose. Anything to beat Matt. It's one of those years where it's much like I think about the Patriots. When the Steelers are out of the playoffs, all I think of is someone beat the Patriots. That's all I want to have happen. If no one but them wins, I'm totally fine. So I understand that hatred.
The problem is I kind of wish you and Jason had met this week, because then I can cheer, and if you lose, you get nothing. However, to get that dream rematch, it puts you in a payday one way or the other. I mean, I love you. I wish you luck.
Not really.
It would just be tough to see your face after you win 3 in a row.
Oh, that's a long ways off, dude. As every NFL coach would say, we're not worried about that. We're worried about this week.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, hey, it was a great time for everybody that came out. Thank you for coming out. We had a good time at Players. Took a picture, sent it off to you. Yeah, it was nice fun. And we did announce, and we'll put this in the thing. I don't know if Jason put that in there, but the rule change as of today, or as of that day, for the keepers, because we pressed Greg, and Greg came up with a sliding scale off the top of his head there that we all agreed with, that was championed by Jason, let's just say. Jason's like a lobbyist who paid the congressman to write the bill. It's like he wrote it and said, Greg, say this. So here's the rule. Is any player traded for or picked up off the wire? No, not traded for. Forget trades. That's a different one. Any player off the wire before November 1st, you lose an 8th round pick for your keeper if you want to keep him. Any player after November 1st, you lose a 5th round pick. Got it? 5th round after November 1. Now, trades carry with them when they were drafted. So you drafted Aaron Rodgers, I think, in the 4th or 5th round. I will then get that if I decide to keep him. It'll be the same as wherever you drafted him.
You ain't going to keep him.
You don't know that.
You have one more year left of Antonio Brown, and you and I and everyone else knows lose without Antonio Brown.
That's going to be the next cry. Is if I somehow do end up eking this season out and win again, the whole cry is going to be, all right, see you do that, Antonio. That'll be the next big cry.
You won't even make it to playoffs without Antonio.
Oh, snap. I love it. Okay, that's the throwdown. All right. Hey,
stamp it.
That's a good one. Stamp it for here. Kev, any last words before we get ready to wrap? Happy holidays. We're going to be... We're not there yet. That's next week. That's next week.
Merry Christmas.
That's right. We're getting close to Merry Christmas.
Say it again next week.
That's right. We'll do a little caroling like we did. David loved it when we caroled that one time. We'll do it again, even if it's via Skype. But hey, okay, so Kev, so good luck everybody in the round 2. Everybody's going to be watching on Sunday and Saturday. There's 2 games on Saturday. Don't forget that. And Kev, take us home.
Stay classy, Bone Storm.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to hang up on you. Crap.